Hey, hello, this is
Hey,
Andrea.
and this is Nanette.
Good to see
Hi.
everybody. Woo! Let's have some fun. You ready for some
What?
fun?
Yes, I want to have some fun. What's new, by the way?
Oh, what's new? Well, you heard about that pan exploding, so
Yeah,
that's the most fun we've had here. Oh, today is going to be the Psych 2 movie. So I got to watch that on Peacock Network.
all right.
Very happy about that. So that'll be tonight.
You look
I mean, it's
thrilled.
probably on now, but I'll be watching it tonight.
Okay.
So what do you have? What are your things you got?
Oh,
Well, first, no, wait a minute. First, I want to do some catch-up stuff with you. First of all,
okay.
how is Scout's underarm sore? Well, maybe I shouldn't show that.
The gash,
The gash under his leg.
it's completely healed. It was completely healed within 2 weeks.
Oh, that's good. So
Mhm.
is he back on his cart the regular way, or you've changed?
Oh yes, God help me, he is. Yes. Oh no, I haven't. I'm not putting a harness on him anymore. So I just keep the harness off.
And he can
Because
stay in it that way?
yeah, oh yeah, because it's a harness inside. But the harness made it easier to lift him up. And what happened was I was washing his regular harness, which is a real lightweight one, and I didn't even notice this. The one I put on him while I was washing it had a metal thing
Oh.
right there, and it gashed him.
Well, I'm
So
glad
I
he's
just,
feeling better.
yeah, he is. He's good.
So the next thing I want to ask about is your tomatoes. You were very excited about your tomatoes last time.
Yes, I mean, they're not, there's no tomatoes yet, but the roots keep lifting up really good. So I keep having to put dirt in.
Are you going to show it to us or no?
I don't know.
How much green is showing?
Oh, I mean, they are green. What do you mean? So
Well,
the
you don't want to
tomato,
show it to. I know the tomatoes aren't actually out, but show us
so
some.
they're right there. See? Can you see it?
Move over a little. Move it over a little. To the left.
This is the left.
I can only see it on the corner of the picture. Okay, that's better.
That?
There you go.
Okay. That's why I didn't want to do it.
It's like a virtual forest in there.
It's a mini forest. That's this is my veggies.
So Farmer Nanette, when are you expecting this plant to?
I don't even really know that much yet. However, I mean, you guys were there with my first sprout. Remember, it was on your video.
There, we all experienced it together.
Sorry.
The excitement, the screaming.
Oh,
For there was like a tiny piece of green coming up out of the ground like this. Woo!
And I have a grow tent coming, and then I have a whole bunch more seeds. So I'm excited because I'll move those to the grow tent in a different pot, and then I'll start a new wave. I'm a little excited.
Yes, Nanette has become a gentleman farmer, or a lady.
I am not a gentleman.
No, one of my sons calls it a gentleman farmer, so I think it's funny to say that.
I'm so not a farmer. I'm just growing vegetables to eat. Anyway, go on.
Girls gotta live. Girls gotta live, right? I had like a couple things I wanted to talk about. One was, a lot of this stuff that's been happening. I'm not going to talk about any political stuff, or I'm not going to talk in depth about any political stuff. I just want to I just want to shine a flashlight into the past, a spotlight into the past. Do you remember when Clarence Thomas was being interviewed by Congress to become, to pass to be the next justice on? Yeah.
I do remember, yeah.
Remember that in the late 80s? And there were people accusing him of sexual misconduct, sexual harassment. And I believe it was Anita Hill that was asked to testify before Congress. and she had to recount different conversations that she had with Clarence Thomas and different occurrences that happened. I have to tell you that, well, first of all, if this happened today, he would not be a justice on the Supreme Court. But number two, every time I think about that happening, I always felt bad about her having to testify. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like she was pushed into it, and that's what people know her for, you know?
Yeah. And it's just like in court with rape, how the victim gets blamed. So now, yeah, I get it. I know
people
what you're
didn't take her seriously.
saying.
But it was hard to watch. I thought it was hard to watch because she was a professional person who had a good she had a good job, she had a good reputation and all this, and she was pushed into making these statements before Congress. And I don't remember all the ins and outs of why she had to do that. I think she I don't want to say the wrong things, but I think she had submitted some documentation before that, and they required her to testify before Congress. So I don't know, just some of the stuff that goes on nowadays, it just made me think about that. I wonder where Anita Hill is now.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But the main thing, that was
I feel like she's in
I'm looking it up.
Wasn't she a lawyer? I feel like she's in some kind of local politics.
She's 63 years old. Glamour Special Recognition Award, Glamour Woman of the Year Award. Oh, she's had books come out. Some one's called Speaking Truth to Power. That came out in '97. Anyway, I think what made me think about her is that right now, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is in the hospital with an infection. And it made me think of the other justices on the, on the Supreme Court. So.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, I don't know how to I don't know how to transition from that serious note to something.
Who cares? Just do it.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is the plus side of being in lockdown. And what made me think of this is what is the
plus side of being in lockdown? What do you mean?
Okay, I was watching a YouTube show where the people were talking about how when they go to the hairdressers or the barbers, you have to make small talk. They want to talk to you. It's basically, in my mind, it's a throwaway conversation. You're not going to talk to this person again. The things you say are of no consequence. To me, it's a lot of work. I'd rather not say anything. But it's like the hairdresser is trained to talk to you. I was thinking, I don't have to make well, there's a whole thing about going to the hairdresser, because something that's bothered a lot of people since we've been in lockdown is, they couldn't get regular haircuts. Well, I don't go to the hairdresser regularly, maybe once a year, and it stresses me out. So it doesn't bother me not going to the hairdresser. I actually felt like a normal person during this time period because everybody was avoiding the hairdresser, and I was like, see, it's okay to avoid the hairdresser.
That's your plus side. You're normal now? You think you're
normal? I'm normal.
You're normal in the not normal world. That's the problem.
That's right. See? Welcome to my world, people. Well, if this were my perfect world, there wouldn't be any diseases happening, but
I think the only plus side I've seen with because it's so frustrating. I'm such a social animal. Don't call me an animal. You want to go off with that?
We're all animals.
Yeah, but I'm so social, and it's been very hard on. It's so hard on me, and I miss traveling, and I feel like I'm shriveling up and stuff. No,
I do miss traveling.
but I think the really good side of it, and I think, you know, it can stop now because I'm good, but is that it's a time for you to reflect. It's a time for you to maybe heal things that need to be healed for yourself and reflect. And by reflect, I mean, you know, we look at negative things all the time. What about all the great things that you've done that's gotten you to where you are now? You know, we're really hard on ourselves. So it's a good time for that. But I think we've had long enough for that. I just want to put that out there. I think we're good now.
But we don't have control over when it's going to end, really.
I know.
I think one of the good things is it's really helped me realize what things are important to me and what aren't important to me. Like there's less noise, there's less, you know what I mean? Where you can make your own decisions. It's like before I was thinking, do I want to move to Texas? Do I want to live in Pennsylvania? And like during this period, I was so glad that I still lived in Pennsylvania because my kids are up here and all this stuff that's going on, you know?
And Texas is a mess. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
lots of places are a mess. But then it also
Yeah.
makes you realize which friends are not more important than others, but which ones you want to reach out to, and you know what I mean? And also what's important to you. Like, is it important to me how much clothing I have? Is it important to me how well I take care of my house? Is it important to me spending time with my family? There could be yeses or nos to any of these. Like you might be getting too much of your family right now. I don't know, but it helps you sort different things out. But it did make me realize I feel like I'm really lucky, not lucky. I hate the word lucky. I hate the word lucky and I hate the word
Blessed.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like
I
that?
don't know.
I like that.
Because it's not all just that. There's some work involved. I say there's half work and half luck, because trust me, there are people with no luck and have a lot of work and can't get to the same place. I know this. So it's, I don't know, some kind of weird combination in there that makes it that I can travel once a year, you know, or occasionally twice a year. Not to extravagant places, although occasionally we've gone to extravagant places, but, and I miss it, you know.
Which brings up what I wanted to talk about. That's a perfect lead-in if you're done.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know, you didn't even know. I thought we could just like name one I think unusual destination, one unusual destination and why it was unusual. That's what I thought we could talk about.
I don't know what you mean by unusual.
Unusual or different. I could start if you want. Do you want me to start?
Okay. Yeah, start.
Or unusual experience at a destination. Okay. And I want to bring this one up because I want to call out your brother-in-law. When I was 23 in the Army, it's not an unusual destination. What we did there was unusual. I went to the Grand Canyon with your brother-in-law and Steven. So me and Steven were at one point together, but we had broken up and we were still friends. And he came down to Fort Bliss, and I think he stayed in your brother-in-law's room. I don't know if he likes his name called.
I don't know. I don't bring up his name just in case, because I didn't get you.
Okay. And then we went in your brother-in-law's VW to the Grand Canyon. We stayed. It was a decent camper. We stayed in it. Now here's the unusual thing we did. Okay. And this is where I'm busting him out. You have to tell him to watch this. We're at the Grand Canyon. And these two yahoos, that's all I can call these guys, is yahoos, decide in the morning, let's walk all the way to the bottom, let's hike all the way down and back up. And me, I don't think that's a good idea. That's not a really good idea. We should not do this. And then so they win, right?
Wait a minute. How many supplies did you bring down to the bottom?
I don't remember. We had enough water.
Oh, okay.
We were early 20s. But anyway, I lose the argument because it's 2-1. And you know how guys are. They think they know. So we're walking down into the Grand Canyon, and I'm still telling them the whole way as I'm pointing out the signs that all say, do not attempt to hike to the bottom and back up in one day. It's very dangerous. Here's me, guys. Are you sure? Because you see these signs. Are you sure you want to do this, right? So we go all the way to the bottom, and we're going up at the end. We're going up. These two completely lose steam. Now, we took turns with the backpack. That's not an excuse. They would come in and say, oh, we can't. No, we took turns. And we're going up, and they're about to fall on their faces. And I got like my second win. It was like I was getting rewarded because I didn't really kind of have a choice. I mean, like, are you going to stay up in a VW by yourself in a strange place? No. So
Why
I
didn't
didn't
you
really
guys bring a tent down there and stay overnight?
We did stay overnight.
No,
We
down
stayed
at
in
the bottom.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was another possibility, but no, there was a no-go. They wanted to go to the bottom and back to the top in one day. And I want to say I do not recommend this. As far as I was concerned, I was in top shape. I was fully trained in the Army. I was working out 2 to 3 times a
Yes,
day.
she used to work out at least twice a day, including running.
So yeah,
Which you do
running.
in the Army, so.
So, you know, I kind of had the second win the best, and I don't recommend it for anyone, but it just was one of my fun stories. I think it's unusual. Like, who does that? If you did that, comment below. I want to hear about it. Go on. I want to laugh at you too. Like, you can laugh at me. Go on.
See, I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I always wanted to either take a horse or a donkey to the bottom and then get a helicopter ride out, which you can do. You can arrange for that.
That sounds amazing.
I know, right?
Yes.
You don't have to walk up. Like, what
I mean,
are
I'm
you
not
thinking?
23 anymore,
Are you
right?
thinking of walking up the? No. But a few years ago, my middle son told us, he was just being silly, but I can't. He said that Bob and I are going to die together in a helicopter crash. So now I don't want to get in a helicopter.
Now you're paranoid. You won't get a helicopter. You're not really. Have you never been in one?
Only on the ground, like when we went to
Yeah, but you're not really missing anything. They're so noisy. They're noisy.
Oh, they give you the ear protection, right?
They're still noisy. It's still kind of, and you can talk to each other through the headphone. I don't know. I don't think it's
not like I feel like I'm
exciting.
missing something. I thought it would be easier to get up out of the canyon
It would be
on a
easier
helicopter.
to get them
It's
out.
it's like you're taking the elevator out, in my opinion.
Yes, I like it. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
I wonder if anybody's going to the Grand Canyon right now. I wonder what I don't know what it's like at the parks. I'm scared to go to the parks. Like, what if people aren't covering?
I think there's people at the Grand Canyon, but I think there are rules in place. I think there's a percentage that can be there
Well,
or
there's
whatever.
rules in place, but it's like at the beaches in New Jersey. There's rules in place, but it doesn't mean people are following them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's like large groups of people, no masks. They're all
At the beach?
yes, all close up to each other.
Peeing in the same ocean water. Yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea.
That's the dangerous part. Except for
It's a fluid that comes out of your body. I mean, am I wrong?
saying this stuff.
I know.
You're bringing down the class. You're bringing down.
Moving. I don't know where they came.
You're bringing down the class of this show that we're doing here.
Yeah, because I think people should think about that. I really do. Okay, let it go. I'll let it go. You go on.
So
You have anything?
you wanted to ask me unusual. What'd you say? What's
Either
the most unusual trip?
experience at a different destination. Yeah. One, not most, at least just an unusual or different kind of experience. I mean, I could go on forever. So I have many of them. God
I
help me.
don't know. Well, you know, I've touched several things you're not supposed to touch at different.
And I'm bringing down the class in this video.
How's that not classy? You don't tell people. I'm not making a public record of what items what national treasures I may have
You're leaving it
molested.
to our imagination, right?
Hey, I saw you with that Spider-Man statue, so I don't know what you want to say.
I know, you put it on video. Everyone saw it. Go on. I'm not ashamed.
You wouldn't let go of them.
I'm not ashamed.
You had the look on your face. Oh my God. Something unusual on a trip. Oh my goodness. Well, I've told the one before about when we went to Canada and there was a car stopped on the. I'll put a link to that in the thing. It's called My Canada Story or something. There was a car stopped on the bridge. It's a long story. I've been whitewater rafting. I've been caving several times. I love caving. I wish I could still do it, but there's a great chance that I could get into a cave and not get out because of my joint issues. But so that would just be too much of a problem on everybody else. Unless people want to snake me through a bunch of crevices.
Oh, that's okay. I'll check out of that one.
Thread me through like a thread, like a needle. I don't know what I'm saying. So the last time we were in Rehoboth, I had all of my kids with me. Well, one of them came down at the last minute because he had to work. All of my kids with me, so including Bobby and Dave were there. And we went gay bar hopping because we were in Rehoboth, which has a large gay population. And I love going to gay bars. Gay bars are the best, okay? Except for, like, I don't mean leather bars and I don't mean lesbian bars.
I mean, nobody bothers you because they know
nobody bothers you, and it's fun, and the music is good, and everybody's friendly. It's really nice. Even the guys aren't harassing each other. Nothing's happening there. Stuff's happening there. It's fun. It's nice. It's relaxing. It's whatever you want it to be, right? So I said to the boys, you know, my two sons who aren't gay, because Bobby's gay. I said to my two sons who aren't gay, I was like, we have got to go bar hopping because you are gonna love it. So they're like, I don't want to go to a gay bar. I'm like, trust me, you're gonna love it. Oh my God, they loved it. We went to so many different bars. So of course the next one. Although one of my sons got kicked out of one of the bars because he fell off the bar stool.
Yeah, but I bet even for guys, I bet it's fun for straight guys because then there's no pressure. I think
no, nobody bothered them. Like there were
guys
people that
feel
sat
pressure.
With us. There were people that sat with us and talked to us.
That's not what I meant. I meant.
Oh, were they trying to grab you and?
No, I'm saying I think sometimes guys when they go to bars together, regular bars, I think they feel pressured to, you know, find someone to buy a drink for, talk to, or dance with. You know what I mean? So I think it might be a relief for them too. They can just hang out, have fun at a bar, not worry about, you know, am I a kid? This is a kid channel, friendly channel. I'll just stop there. I'm stopping right there.
Yeah, we all got like everyone's friendly, you know. I mean, occasionally there's one person that is yelling weird stuff and because they drank too much, but that happens in lots of places, and that's only occasionally, and it's usually weird stuff that doesn't make sense. So, in either case, like in any kind of bar.
I know, and this is fun because you know you can't do any of this stuff right now. You can't go to a bar, so it's fun to talk about it, right?
Yeah, I'm not usually a big bar person anyway, because
me either.
I hate the bars that where you're like at a meat market and everybody's looking at what you're wearing, what you're doing, trying to sidle up to you and stuff. And I hate
Or saddle.
I hate the sports ones too, because not that I don't like sports, I like sports, but why are there so many different sports playing at the same time?
You can't keep up.
I can't keep up. It's too much for my OCD. I'm like, wait a minute. This is happening over here, but that's happening over there. And this one has a funny commercial. It's like when you go to the gym and there's all the different channels on. It's too much. Too much.
I don't even look at it. I just work out. I mean, I get it though.
Easier to ignore because there's no sound unless you put your earphones, your headphones
Yeah.
on that one. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
What's your next
No, I still want to know what are some other plus side, the plus side of lockdown. You have an excuse if you don't want to do something. How about that one?
I don't need an excuse. I just say no. It doesn't work for me. Go on.
Let's see. I'm gonna come to the end of the plus sides.
Yeah, I think you may have.
Yeah. So what's on your list?
Of what?
You only had the thing. You only had the one thing to talk about.
I thought you would have something. Well, you did. And
I did. I had a bunch of stuff. Well, what else do I have?
But I meant okay, go on. Go on with your own things. Go ahead.
Well, how do you do you like the small talk at the hairdressers, or you don't like it?
Well, I've known my hairdresser for a very long time, so I don't know if that counts. And I really like her, but I see it a little differently than you do, because I think most of the time it is a throwaway conversation, but I think sometimes something's exchanged and you don't understand, that you help someone maybe, or that it's just like if you walk past a stranger who's really sad and you smile at them, sometimes, that lifts them up.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm stressed the whole time I'm there, because I know that from the time that they wash my hair to the time they finish cutting, I can't leave. I'm stuck there. See what I'm saying? So it stresses me out,
But okay.
I have generalized anxiety disorder, so.
Yeah, so it feels like you're imprisoned. I get it.
So then somebody talking to me, it's kind of like I'm being.
You should just bring someone with you that can take up the slack there.
I try that sometimes. Like I was trying.
Because if I were there, I'd go. Yeah, I would.
Well, now you can't have anybody in there with. Not that I would go in there now. Well, yeah. Look, we were in there. We were in the hairdressers at the on the ship. We were getting our hair done at the same time. Remember? Because I didn't want to be in there by myself.
Yeah.
And that guy didn't like anything about what I said about what I do with my hair.
Because you don't do anything usually.
No, he didn't like this. He didn't like that I cut it myself. Well, he's a hairdresser. Oh. They don't like any of that stuff. Yeah, he didn't like the way I do my. I have very dry hair. I got specific things I do. So, listen, I'm 50 years old, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I can.
I think your hair looks fine. I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, remember when we were younger, my hair was really thick. Now you don't want to know how thin it is.
Well, it looks normal now. I mean, it's not like you can tell. It's not an issue. Yeah. I don't think it's an issue. Mine's the same as it always was, I think. I don't think it was real thick ever. It was a little thicker. I don't know.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the world heard in the day. Lulled by the moonlight have all passed away. It's hard to sing. It's hard to It's hard to sing together because it goes back and forth between our voices.